Ladies, gentlemen, let the show begin. Alright, do you like video games? And I know you do. What about entertainment? We got that too. Video game, I'm on a video game. Video game, oh, what's the name? Video Game Armada. This is the one true, I'm the Gamer Boss Bronze.
Any information on Virtue Backlash?
Coming back to you with another Let's Discuss E3 press conference. Today, it's Bethesda. And I know what you guys are thinking. Fallout 76 was the worst thing since Fallout 4. And they need to prostrate themselves for our forgiveness. And I'm going to say no. No, they don't. In fact, they doubled down. But, getting ahead of myself.
That was a good Fragman impression, by the way.
Oh, thank you. You know, funny thing that he's actually one who put us on this vacation. Apparently, we accrued so much vacation day, it's a legal matter if we don't use them all. So that's why you haven't seen us, guys. But vacation's almost done. We're back to work, and I'm sure wherever he is somewhere, he's watching. So, yeah, I better not do the frag voice again in vain, otherwise he'll come and get me. Anyway, let's get started. You want to start, or shall I?
You go ahead.
I like to be Mr. Orderman. So I'm going to start with the beginning of Elder Scrolls Blades, which is an app game in beta or alpha or whatever. I don't know. The point is, I was able to play it on my tablet, and I enjoyed it to a certain degree, but the problem is, it's a game that is very Elder Scroll-esque being played on a tablet, which is very hard if you're like me, who needs buttons and dials to make things work and go. Or all you have here is just a smooth surface, which is not a button and or dial.
Now I'm a small country bumpkin, semi-retired pro gamer, but isn't them there Elder Scrolls the ones that did Oblivion and Skyrim?
Oh yes, but like any good video game company, they're diversifying, expanding their universe, and the Blades app game is one such game. Basically, this is when I believe the king from Elder Scrolls 3, who's also voiced by Patrick Stewart, of the Agent Bullock fame of American Dad and some other things you may know of him, it did the voice of. Well, this is the other side of the story, where you were once part of the elite guard called the Blades. Well, when he died, the Blades were kind of being whacked by unknown forces. You, the player character, the main character of said game, barely made it to survive and decided, well, screw this, I'm going home. And he literally went to his hometown to come to find out that, oh crap, my hometown is in ruins, what am I going to do? Beautiful. The answer is find vengeance, but this guy you're playing is very practical, and a lot of people were still alive, so he said, you know what, I'm just going to rebuild my town and help defend it, because what else am I going to do in my life? I'm kind of on the run. Also, I don't want my hometown to be destroyed forever. So that's pretty much it, and I'm sure there's wacky adventures and all sorts of neat things. Me personally, after a while, I couldn't continue playing it, because again, I need buttons and dials. But that doesn't stop Bethesda. They are smart like that, and they probably had people with the same complaint. So, in addition to having updates to the current game, featuring awesome things and stuff doing with Arena Battle, they're also going to bring this to the Switch in the future, which has essential buttons and dials for my needs. So I may be playing Blades again, now that I can play it on something that resembles a console.
Well, considering that it lasted a bit longer than other spin-off titles than Mortal Kombat Special Forces and Final Fantasy All the Bravest, means that there's an audience for it, to be fair, which is great.
Heck yeah, there's still people who play Sea of Thieves. I'm glad that's still around, because that was like one of the rare pet projects they were trying to do, and for me, didn't have like a matchmaking system, so I gave it DOS boot. But it's still a good game, and I'm glad people have patience and all that good stuff to play it. So there you go. But anyway, that's pretty much it for Blades right now. You want to?
Yeah, let's see what else we have here. Commander King. Commander King. It's really not PG. Commander King.
I should have figured you were gonna make that your first pick. Yeah. Yes, apparently Commander King is a thing, not only now but way back when. The Informational Emperor actually beat me with this particular knowledge. I thought it was its own parody thing, but no, it was its own actual PC video game back in the day. Holy crap! And now this is a sequel to that 30-odd-year-old game, which I'm totally fine with. And of course, this game is also for smartphones and tablet devices.
You know, I'm kind of proud of it. I never played Commander King. That wasn't my thing. That wasn't my jam. Mega Man, Bucky O'Hare, Shatterhand, Mischief Makers. I have a lot of old boos and bays. You know, a lot of old honeys from my days playing video games. But I'm proud of Commander King for being brought back as a reboot. It's on a phone though, so any old school Commander King players, not that I know any, might not like that. Gamers in general might not like that.
Yes, but it may be for a Commander King for a new generation.
True that. We'll see how it goes. I think it's gonna be a neat game. I'm one of those. I'm in that demographic now where I'm supposed to be playing more smartphones than video games. I might give it a shot. It looks fun enough, but I was hoping for a better game. But
a better game, a better game.
But I mean, the trailer hooked me. They did good. They did good. It's pretty obvious, blatantly obvious flash animation as well as reused character designs with all the empty space in there. It really felt like a TV show you'd watch in the 80s and early 90s. You know, up with the kids fighting aliens and breaking the TV. It's neat. I was hoping for a commercial where they sold you kids cuisine, but that didn't happen. So, long story short, neat concept. Hope it does well on iPhone. Might play it.
Yeah, I'll flip a coin if I'm extremely bored or extremely nostalgic. I don't know. All right, moving on. I'm gonna randomize it just because Backlash likes to do that too. I can hang. Elder Scrolls Online, the MMO for Elder Scrolls, and yes, I know I just talked about Blades, so I might as well talk about online, which I don't play. I mean, I have nothing against MMOs. I'd rather enjoy them, to be honest with you. But I am a hard, fast rule against prequels. And Elder Scrolls Online is just one big prequel where nothing really matters because it's in the past.
So when's this one set? Is this set... I mean, I know Arena, Daggerfell. Am I mixing that up with Game of Thrones? The third one... Oblivion. So it takes release before Oblivion.
Don't forget about Morrowind.
Oh, that's what it's called. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, RPG fans, Elder Scrolls fans. That was around when G4 came out. I should have known that one.
That was our first foray to Elder Scrolls.
Right.
But yes, all of those are in order, in canon, and following the sequel train. None of them are prequels.
So where's this story take place in?
Oh, you just to play it said, you could say that Elder Scrolls Online takes place 100/1,000 years from the current timeline. So in the past.
So is this taking place on what? From what I understand, Elder Scrolls has a world just as big as, say, One Piece or Warcraft or Game of Thrones. Does this take place in a place that gamers never been to before?
A few, I think. I mean, since it's either 100 or 1,000 years in the past, things look different. You know, certain buildings that are there now aren't there in the actual games, and you do get to see continents that we haven't been to before. So there is some value if you want to see those sort of things. But I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts those places are going to show up for the next true sequels for Elder Scrolls. So I'm just biding my time. Heck, you know, my class, the Red Guards, are probably going to have the next game, I'm thinking, because they haven't talked about where they came from yet in online as far as I know. And they're very important. They're natural warriors and good with war magic, so they got to be highlighted somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I mean, at the very least, unlike other RPG franchises, Star Wars, where you go generations and generations back and everything still looks the same. This might look different, but I'm not the big of an Elder Scrolls player either, so don't quote me on it.
Well, Star Wars does have that iconic generational look. The only things that ever change is the people, not the places.
Yeah.
Which I'm all good for. But anywho, getting back on track, Elder Scrolls Online, they showcased a few, trailers and some news about various cutscenes involving dragons and how to kill them. So it was interesting. And if you like Elder Scrolls and love MMOs, this is right up your alley. Me, I take it as it is. It's good, but nothing I'm truly interested in. Backlash?
Okay, the next one up is Rage 2, which...
I hear it's all the rage.
Yeah, I mean, the consensus by critics is, but apparently fanboys do like the game.
I enjoyed the first game,
Yeah.
but the first game was a little bit more serious than this one.
Yep. Taz, take it by its Family Matters opening. Oh my. And you know what's Family Matters based on the pacing and the singer of the song. It sounds like Family Matters. And they were funny in introducing most of their stuff, and it all got really grimdark for its expansion. Rise of the Ghosts.
Ooh, I'm scared of pasty white mutant things. Ooh.
So, I mean, this is your another obligatory Diamond Dozen shooter, but I'm glad you can use vehicles. That does separate it a bit. I mean, there's a lot of game shooters that use vehicles too, but it's not guaranteed. You'd rather have a Battle Royale mode these days if you want to get any attention.
Mm-hmm.
So, having vehicles, especially that new-looking tank bike, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. If I didn't get done with Far Cry New Dawn so soon, I probably may pick it up. But at this point in time,
Yeah.
Anyway, picture it. 1970s. Blaxploitation. Where there is a fictional reality where everything is either perfect or everything is a torturous nightmare where you can never escape. There are two assassins. One for the reality, one again the reality. To solve it, they must kill each other repeatedly in Groundhog Day shenanigans. Man, the time loop Groundhog Day thing is really coming, is really brought itself to the fore this year. One for the Microsoft with the 12 minutes and we're out of here. And now this in Deathloop. I like this Deathloop. It's very interesting. I'm just wondering, if you have any advantages, like say for example the dude that you're who's against this repeating reality. Does he have any advantages? Because the one girl who's for this repeating reality probably has all the advantages because there's probably defenses, and I'm sure there's people who really love being in the time loop. But I guess there are people who probably hate it, so maybe he'll get advantages that way. But they're both, assassins, so, I don't know. It looked interesting enough, and I'm definitely going to give it a try. At least a rental, maybe.
Alright, I want to get these out of the way. Doodle-dino tick-tock, doodle-dino tick-tock, doodle-dino tick-tock, doodle-dino tick-tock, Deathloop, 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 Deathloop. You see, I had to get the obvious death clock joke out of the way. And also mention that what is it with these games today and referencing Groundhog Day and time paradoxes? I mean, did we just see the 12 hours review a couple days ago?
12-minute review.
12-minute review? A couple days, it's like...
I blame Marvel. They had to use time shenanigans. Now everyone wants to do time shenanigans.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I gotta say, though, this is probably not the first game that features two... This is far from the first video game that features two... And don't at me, I'm not getting social justice here, but it is a big moment. But this is not the first, far from the first, video game to feature two protagonists of color. And this is probably not the first video game to feature two black protagonists. But I'm betting you half those games are licensed games like Black Panther and X-Men. But I'll tell you this. That's not surprising to see two black heroines. I mean, two black...
Don't turn the dude into a lady, man.
Yeah, two black heroes. Heroes, they're assassins. So one likes the time loop, the other does not. I think this story is very interesting. I mean, it gets my attention. That looks interesting to me too. I really liked the setup. They're on this creepy island. And, you know, much credit to Arcane for building this up. It looks like fun.
Agreed.
All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, Shinji Mikami, creator of Resident Evil Studios. And, you know, he went to E3 to announce the
new Resident Evil.
The new Resident Evil.
I like the Resident Evil where Chris Redfield punched a rock. Bring me more rock punching action.
Oh, rock punching action. No. He didn't do that. He wanted to introduce his presenter, the new hotness on E3 stage, Ikumi Nakamura. Not that Nakamura.
Are you sure?
It's not even a wrestling game. Yeah, Ikumi Nakamura. She took over the stage by being just the most adorable person on the stage.
All right, Gaijin, it's not adorable. It's kawaii. Get it straight.
Kawaii. I swept that leg from under its leg. Next to Keanu Reeves, apparently she owned the stage, and you know, she was, even though it was kind of hard to understand either her or Mikami. But you know, the trailer did the announcing for it. And what they really had to announce was actually a game called Ghostwire Tokyo. So, from the guy who created Resident Evil, it's not surprising that it's scary and weird.
I think it's more weird than scary. Yeah. I don't know what's going on over there. But hey, if I'm willing to give Dying Light 2 a shot, since I missed the first game, and I said the first game looked pretty good.
Yeah.
So maybe this will be good, but I need to know more. If it's more like survival thriller, then yes, I'm good with that. But if it's more like jump scares, like Blair Witch, I'm gonna say no, thank you.
It's like, I mean, which Blair Witch? You talking about the movies? Or are you talking
the game? The recent game we saw in the Microsoft press conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was more jump scare nonsense. Which, if you like that sort of thing, fine. But I don't.
No problem. So I mean, let's see how it does. I'm sure outlets, I don't want to name drop, but outlets like the One Outlet and the Old School guys and those guys that broke up, and that guy who is always talking about controversies in video games, I'm sure they're all going to cover it.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure all the famous no names and the no name famous for being not known are going to play it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's speak real fast on a not video game title, but rather a service, Orion, which is their version of a streaming technology. They say it can work in a company with things like Stadia, xCloud, or etc. They say it is like so advanced it can like match them with speed 1-for-1 or some sort of nonsense. I mean, I may not be accurate, but then again, I just wanted to give it just a little bit of a spotlight because streaming is sort of a thing now and people take advantage of that on the regular. So people who care about that sort of thing can look it up. It's the Orion. Bethesda is having a hand in creating it. I'm sure it's going to be very useful. Heck, I may do some more streamings. I still got to finish up that Jade Empire on Twitch thing that I haven't done in months. But again, like I said, on forced vacation, so you can't blame me. But I'm really going to get back to that. Anywho, Backlash.
So, I mean, that looks fine to me. There's all these services nowadays. Now, when I started collecting all these services, Blue got Netflix, and we had fun with it. We were trying to keep up.
Yes.
With the Joneses. We had Gamefly too, so that counts. But not for too long. It was fun when we had it, though. We had Netflix watch South Korean dramas along with all these movies and cartoons. It was fun. But then I had an urge for WWE. So that's how I first got Hulu. But eventually we got WWE Network after that. Then came Amazon and Sling and New Japan World, and here comes DC Universe, the Disney Plus, and CBS All Access, and Stadia. My head's gonna explode.
And remember, I sort of started it all by introducing us to GameFly. That was, though, back in the day when they sent physical discs in the mail. But, yeah, independent services providing us entertainment aren't going to go away anytime soon. So it's something to keep an eye on. And that's why I gave it credit, or whatever.
Yeah, and on the plus side, you could actually monitor actual people's data, knowing that they're watching something or not, unlike stupid Nielsen ratings. That's always something I hate about TV, and that's not changing. So why not have other developers do things that show that their stuff is a success? In the short term, I'm all for Orion. So, looks like fun.
Yeah, it's not, as long as it's not something I have to pay for again, then I get over it. But, if it's something I'm going to pay for, like all those other, wannabe apps that are trying to be the next Netflix, sorry, you're not going to be the next Netflix. Move on to something else, because I do not care about adding more crap into my already busy watch schedule.
Yeah, exactly. 100% with you on that.
Anywho, is that all you got to say about that?
That's all I got to say about that.
All right.
There's one more topic, so I'll let you do the honors.
Actually, we're still got at least 3 more things to talk about. And I'm getting the much super minor thing out of the way and lumping them all together. Wolfenstein, never really played it, don't have much interest, but it's coming out with something, 2 new titles. Wolfenstein Silent Pilot, which is VR, which if you still play VR, good for you. Wolfenstein Youngblood, where the little baby girls of
DJ Blazkowicz's twin daughters, which what they look
they
like.
don't look like twins.
No, it's just like it's just like the good and evil side of someone's twin.
Yeah. But you can't tell which one's the good one and which one's the evil one.
Yeah.
Are now going after Papa in their own madcap adventures of murdering Nazis by the bucketfuls. Although, to be fair, it's not really murder if they're trying to kill you first.
It sounds like a comic strip there named Sophie and Jess.
Yep. Or maybe, I don't know, a TV comedy in the 90s. Yeah. Sophie and Jess getting into wacky adventures with Nazis.
Here's their friend Watson from the other day.
Oh, look, he got decapitated. Oh, that Watson.
So, I mean, the graphics look good, but I've never been into Wolfenstein either, really.
Yeah. Meh. Okay. You want me to keep going, or do you have skin in the game of any of the last 2?
I don't want the last 2, but I feel like you should say that. I'm trying to think, what was the other thing we saw? Give me a hint.
I don't know which of the other things that...
Well, not the last thing.
Oh, not the last thing. Okay. Did you forget about Fallout?
Oh, we didn't do Fallout?
No.
Oh, I thought you talked about... Oh.
I sort of baited the people at home. Okay. But I didn't technically talk about it.
Okay, I'll talk about the first thing.
Okay.
Just get out of the way. And they're very apologetic about it. In fact, one of their guys cursed about it. Fallout is going into Battle Royale, like any of you are surprised.
Yep. A lot of people in the before said that's exactly what they were going to do on the offset, and they said no. But now they're doing it now because, as Claptrap would say, screw you guys, we're doing what we want.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't do the technical aspects because I don't play Fallout per se. I'm pretty sure you can handle that, but I could get the story for you at least. Basically, there's a new vault. Well, not a new vault. None of them really new, but there's a vault. It needs a leader.
Oh, by the way, this is spoilers. I never finished Fallout 76 because, again, I don't want to have games where they force me to eat and drink to survive. So I stopped, but I know that's a spoiler. Right. So spoiler, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so this vault, it needs a leader. So what are you going to do? Mortal Kombat! We'll get back to that later. But instead of what I thought was a fighting game, what was leading to a fighting game, or at least a boxing game, Turns out it's a battle royale. Which,
wah, 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 wah.
which if you played any Fallout at all, even Fallout Shelter, you know you need as many people who aren't douches to survive. Or, sorry.
Nah, that's okay. That's gotta not even the YouTube algorithm's gonna have a fuss fit with that one.
Alright, well, let me clean it up a bit. I was like, every able-bodied hand that isn't a jerk or a warlord or a tyrant you need for a Fallout shelter, for a vault to keep everything sustainable. You need hunters, you need teachers, you need doctors. Let's get rid of half of the population by killing them all so you can be the stupid leader. Which, what am I saying? Am I giving a crap for being a terrible plot just to fit in a battle royale scenario? Yes. But I say it will be fun just like Fortnite or Fallout non-battle royale modes? Also yes. So that seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, so you were absolutely correct. Fallout 76, they said they recognized the criticisms, and they said they make them stronger. And I believe that, because they've been doing their very best to clean up all those things people complained about. But people will always have their criticism, guys. You're just gonna do you and make the best game you possibly can. And that goes the same thing for you, Anthem. I believe in you, man. I believe in you. But the point is, they are introducing new things, including, and I really wish I was 100% sure I actually have this, but I'm wanting to bet that whenever Fallout 76 was a thing, I probably talked about it on one of our previous recordings, and I said, and when people found out, there's no human NPCs, or as the kids say these days, which is stupid, I said, relax, people, chill out. This is Bethesda we're talking about. They know what they're doing. So the first year or whatever, it's going to be us running around doing crazy things and, adventuring and crap, and they're fixing bugs and all that other stuff. And then next year, they're going to put NPCs back into the game after you get your feet wet and they've driven out most of the problems, and then you can do the normal Fallout 70s, the normal Fallout adventure. Well, guess what? It may be a little bit under a year, but they're bringing back the human NPCs like I predicted. So you're happy. And apparently it seems like there's two factions, the Settler faction and I'm guessing the Raider faction, and you choose which one you want to be. Do you want to be a good Settler or a dirty Raider? I'm not your mom, so you can do whatever you want. But the next thing, as the Emperor over here said, Battle Royale mode called Nuclear Winter, where a sentient AI computer, yes, that's always a good idea, by the way, decide the best way to choose the best leader for a vault is to have that person survive 100 other crazy murderers, or whatever, crazy fighters? Yeah. Crazy fighters, mutant monsters, death traps, and of course a burning ring of fire to get the job. I think that's also pretty stupid from the stupid AI, but hey, what do I know? This is Fallout. No one really knows what's going on there. All they know is that nukes really tore the planet a new one. So there you go. So again, I would be totally on board with Fallout 76, and I love these additions. I would probably never do the Nuclear Winter Battle Royale, because if someone wants to be the overseer, that's fine. I ain't gonna die for that one. I'll just grab power like any good smart person through political intrigue and sabotage. But, again, I ain't playing a game that forces me to eat and drink to survive, so... Or at the very least, Bethesda, if you're listening out there, and I know you are, don't have my food spoil! Okay? Just let me build up a bunker let me be a walking supermarket, so when I'm about to die of thirst or hunger, I can just pop something in my mouth and keep on rolling. If you cared about realism, there wouldn't be sentient zombies, a flying giant wombat, some sort of weird, I don't know what, that was in the game, I can't remember, it was weird. You would just have it be, like, realistic as possible and everyone dying from radiation poisoning. But no, the one thing you had to make real is eating and drinking. Thanks a lot. But that's enough of that. I'm not fussing about that anymore. Fallout 76 is a good game. If you like Fallout, give it, and you haven't tried it, give it a try. If you're disgruntled, you tried it before, try it again, because these things should solve some of the problems you had. I'm very convinced that some of the glitches you found when you first played it won't be present in the next. Or not play it. I'm not your mother. Anyway, the last thing.
Yes, that is. Not to anyone's surprise, we have us a little bit of Doom.
Oh, you mean Master Chief Prototype?
Yeah, Doom guy.
Doom the Eye.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so basically, yeah, this is Doom Eternal, the sequel to the very successful Doom 2018 version. People liked it. I didn't play it because it was a little overkill.
Yeah, gross.
Just, and I know, yes, you're really just hurting demons, and that's all good and stuff, but yikes. Yikes, oh mama.
Yeah.
Good grief on a hockey stick, man. I mean, wow. I don't really feel bad for them, but I said, okay, I'm the kind of guy, can we just shoot a guy in the head and move on, not turn every other kill into a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Yeah.
And people ate it up like crazy, so...
there's a market for it. I'm just not part of that market.
No, me neither. That being said, it's a very good game. From what I can see, it's structurally sound. It's very stylized, very fluent, gives you a lot to do, cool weapons, beat up demons. That's always a plus. Everything under the sun, except for the overkill segments. He's even got a story. Doom Guy doesn't care about the story. He just wants to beat up demons. But it's still in there. And there is a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of awesomeness in that game. And it's coming out very soon. November, in fact. November the 22nd. So I know all of you Doom heads out there are going to be seeing you each other in heck, because that's what the tagline is. Oh, and before I forget, there's also a new competitive mode called Battle Mode. It's not very snappy, but there you go. Basically, one Doom Guy, two demons, all player controlled. Who will win? That's really up to you. If you're full of skill and bloodlust, Doom Guy's gonna win. If the two player controlled demons are smart and use their tactical abilities, like, I don't know, evil demon magic or spawning lesser demons to fight for you, I don't know, they can win possibly. But come on, everyone's going to be doing the Doom Guy. People love the Doom Guy. It's like one of those things. It's like, do you choose to be the Doom Guy? Because everyone's going to choose to be the Doom Guy. And if you don't get a choice, it's random, then people are just going to complain that they don't have the ability to choose the Doom Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, all of those things are pretty awesome. And if I was into Doom, that'd be like, oh boy, oh baby, oh boy, baby. That is going to be for me.
Yeah, but for what it's worth, it looked like a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's gonna be a lot of fun for people who can stomach all that bloodshed. But
yeah, no, not me. In my olden age, I've become somewhat of a semi-prude. What do you mean sometimes? Shut up. And I just can't handle all that unnecessary violence for no reason.
Now,
good for fatalities, because, you get reward with visceralness for hard work of beating up an opponent. But it's just overkill, and then once something becomes overkill, it just desensitizes it. And then it becomes less awesome and more like, what do you call that? Busy work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Graphic finishers should never become busy work. They should always be awesome and nothing else.
Exactly. If they really wanted to impress everybody, they should have made it like Team Fortress 2 did with the pyro, and just made butterflies and gumdrops.
Yeah.
And it's just like that way. It'd be a good little parody there, but
No, you're right. Actually, yeah. When you look at the pyro, he and or she is a psychopath burning people alive, but the way the pyro looks at it, it's just, sunshine, rainbow, everyone's happy, spreading rainbow love from their mystical machine of love, and not a horrible contraption to burn people's faces off.
Right.
So, yeah. I like that part. But, Doom, if it's for you, and you've been waiting for a sequel, then yes, your time is almost here. Just wait a few more months, and then you'll be set. Yeah. And I think that's it. I think we addressed everything. So, what do you rate this show?
You know what? It was a short and sweet show.
Everything's going to be short compared to Microsoft, I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. It didn't bore me to tears.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it did pretty well for itself. I hate to say it, but none of the games really grabbed my attention. I might play Commander Keen.
Commander Keen should be a better game!
I might play Deathloop. But not my cup of tea. But I won't take that on the presentation. It was kind of annoying that some of the Bethesda guys are really try hard. I mean, Nakamura was a cutie, but she was a little only ray of sunshine. Well, only ray of sunshine and just developers and staff talking. We're just like, hi, we are doing our best to be presenters. Hello, but it was more about the content. The content, again, not my cup of tea. It's this for someone, and they delivered their message well, everything was paced well, and it didn't take up a lot of time. So I give it a pass.
Yeah, I have to agree. There was games that I thought that was interesting, certain games that I didn't care, and other things I only cared if I didn't have anything better to do. That being said, that in no way, shape, or form blames the presentation for being bad. They did their job. They even had some very excitable plants in the audience to make everything sound like the greatest thing ever since sliced bread. And I don't blame that on them. They're just doing their job. I'm just saying is that for me, as an experienced and awesome gamer, I've seen better, but I've certainly seen worse.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a pass just because they put in the effort and they had games that more than half the people who are watching is going to be interested in. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But yes, one more down, one more in the can, but we still got plenty of E3 left to go. So stay tuned for that. But until that, this is One Time the Gamer and Boss Bronze.
Any information over true, back, live.
Telling you to, yet again, like I said just a second ago, stay tuned for the next Video Game Armada transmission. Till then, though, take care.
See you soon.